What's up, guys? Brian Pinamonti with Pinamonti Physical Therapy and Wellness Center. Today we're going to continue our functional movement series and talk about thoracic mobility. Remember, how you move determines how you feel. If you're a desk jockey like most people these days, you're going to find yourself sitting behind a computer screen, sitting at a desk, watching television in a flexed posture that's going to affect your thoracic mobility. Thoracic mobility should have a lot of movement in flexion and extension and help you rotate. These fixed postures that we're sitting in most of the day is contributing to a lot of thoracic stiffness and limited mobility. That limited mobility from sitting all day long will prevent you from getting those good flexion and extension ranges of motion, which can in effect limit your cervical movement in flexion, extension, and rotation. Also limit shoulder mobility, as in a previous one of our videos talking about shoulder functional movement shows. If you don't have full shoulder range of motion, you're also not getting good full lung capacity, which is going to restrict your breathing. Having limited thoracic mobility will also put more stress on your lumbar spine. The lumbar spine that we all associate with back pain or stiffness has to be stable, and by having limited motion in your thoracic region, you're going to increase more mobility in your lumbar spine, which is going to cause more lumbar pain. All right, guys, I'm going to show you 3 exercises to improve that thoracic mobility. This one, just get next to a wall, get in a half kneeling stance, posture nice. You're going to put your hand up even with your shoulders, straight out. This one's going to stay close to the wall, and you're just going to follow the other hand with your head, and you're going to open that up. You're just going to rotate. Improve that rotation. If you feel like you're restricted, just go to where you feel it's restricted, kind of push a little extra, then come back. Do that sets of 10 to 15, and then you're going to switch and you're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So you're not just going to work one side, you're going to work it bilaterally so that you rotate to the right and to the left. Sets of 10 or 15 are great. Like I said, if you feel that restriction, go ahead and go to the restriction, but don't go into the pain. And as you do this more, you're going to open up that range of motion in that thoracic spine so that you can ultimately get that full rotation. That's going to open up more movement in your shoulder. It's going to help stabilize your lower back as well. So you're going to help get rid of some of that low back pain, some of that potential shoulder pain that you're having, and even some of that cervical pain from sitting at that desk or sitting in a fixed posture all day long. The next exercise deals with thoracic extension. Since we sit a lot and we're in these fixed postures, we limit our extension. So we're going to use a countertop, or you can use a bench or the side of your bed. It doesn't matter. We just want to get some extension in that thoracic spine. I like to use a countertop for this because I can also stretch my hamstrings when I'm standing at the countertop. You can choose whatever's best for you based on the limited mobility that you found in your thoracic spine. But I like to step back, get my feet together, put my elbows on the countertop, clasp my hands in front, and start backing. As I'm pulling with my shoulders down, I'm extending my spine. Sometimes you can get a nice little manipulation, but I'm also getting a little hamstring stretch, and I'm just dropping my chest to the floor. Take some deep breaths. Sometimes those deep breaths will help extend the rib cage, give you a little mobilization on those ribs and that spine, and drop you further into extension. So take that time to really stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. I'd repeat that 3 to 4 times. Doesn't take any time at all, but it sure feels good on decompressing that thoracic spine and getting you into some of that extension and away from that flexed posture that you're sitting in all day long or driving your cars. You want to extend your spine so that you get better extension, as well as opens up the rib cage so you can get better airflow into your lungs and more shoulder range of motion. All right, guys, here's a third exercise using a foam roll. It's one of my favorite to increase thoracic extension. I like using the foam roll for exercises not only to improve thoracic mobility, but also for muscle pain and different stretches that you can use. This is a very versatile piece of equipment. I'll drop a link in the description for you if you so choose that you want to purchase one, but I would highly recommend grabbing a foam roll because it's so much more useful tool to have in your toolbox, not just for thoracic mobility, but other movement patterns that involve muscles. So if you don't have a foam roll, you can always roll up a towel and use it in its place. You just may want a firm surface like the floor instead of your bed. I like the foam roll or the KT rolls that they have. you can really get good extension with it. But if you don't have it in your toolbox, use a towel roll, roll up a couple and place that. Knowing your back and how you move, you're going to know where you have stiffness in that thoracic spine. So you can position the foam roll or the towel roll at those stiff spots so that you can spend some time working extension in those areas that are too stiff or hypomobile, so you can improve that extension. The great thing about these rollers, you can position them in your back and then roll down them to the areas that you need to extend on. So right here, we're just gonna drop ourselves over that upper thoracic region and just hold that stretch. And you can bring it up a little bit into flexion, slide it down, extend down a segment. So you can actually just keep working down or up your thoracic spine and just extend over that roll, pulling your shoulders back in external rotation, taking some deep breaths, and just work that thoracic extension so that you can get over that roll and improve that mobility. You'll find that the more thoracic mobility you have, the less shoulder pain, the less cervical pain, and the less lumbar pain you're going to have. All right, guys, remember, how you move determines how you feel, and functional movement is important for your daily lives. The more we're sitting in fixed postures all day long, we're limiting our mobility because we are not functionally moving throughout ranges of motion. Please subscribe to our channel. Hopefully you've got something beneficial out of this video. We're going to have more functional movement videos coming. Please stay tuned.